OKFM 101.7.
Honorable Inusah Fuseini, Kane Tamale Central Mrasibejeni. We use Yam Rasibejeni, now I be penton chenya, where Yamranimni. Ama Wabaswedi and any bon command of pay na Yahweh, and Ra Supreme Court at Jinaya will see our Parliament in Kunyana. Honorable, okayfm cinema.
I'm a Muslim company.
Yamia do more patron, I won't swear.
I'm a
Yamias. Yo, honorable, when the Kenya, many women know about Parliament in Kumoy. I am not some tell Bissasa, you bought the sea year. Let me be say. And can be a bedroom yana yet to mammy chain. Nanka was a ye be. Anka for ye me drew her.
Question of the one team here.
Na me bisa say, a shase. Akwa ma bibia ba bedru eye Supreme Court amenra. Wo message na ye. Na me bisa say, emra a shase no. Nanka ye wo bibia betumi aye enimanimu ya bra no a shase no a enkan fa ye medru bibia ye dru yi.
Oh yes. Okay, so that's so what from an pay 7 much.
Yes, that's
Parliament there. Say you is like tumra 235 members of Parliament. Now almost so to aba a speaker say umba gina anu anda anu omuyo omujuma. First of all, members of Parliament members of Parliament. The opportunity for them to dialogue because omujina are members of Parliament. But members of Parliament, found what ruling government, not found what opposition, that is the opposition party. And it creates a situation, say, a daily percent NCR, say, omujin who no mudi omo leadership skills, any dialogue skills and negotiation skills, but even so on. It when they are ma assembly a work Parliament entering court and Supreme Court. This omo enhance clarity on the constitutional provision. Okay. My basic starting point in the inka Parliament inka omo kasa like me lecturer at the University of Ghana Faculty of Law. The Nita kasa emma omo so mushia no mu almost discuss it assembly omo here omo group almost many solution it matter assembly or how but say nipa kasa emma omo you get to a gridlock or a deadlock like we've gotten to. Not opportunities. Number two, the assembly Eddie Yanko Parliamentary was about the 4 members of Parliament evincing an intention to contest the 2024 elections on tickets of different parties the LD Omoba Parliament. Now, when you say in the year 2020, November to be precise, Marco Kwe on that. Now, the situation is a little different because there were 137 members of the majority, 137 members of the minority. And wherever there is a shortage of the numbers of Parliament, especially from the majority side, and that is from the government side, so it will force them to build another level of consensus. Say, Ghana 4% young Juma. The Ghana 4% young share, young Kaya boom, and Yajuma. And to say, yes, this is a Kasama, this is your engagement. Now, to use the same prescription there in dealing with Parliament, like the Canadian in the first time of Nana Kufa, the way they had overwhelming majority, won't work. When they were elected, when we just saw the configuration of Parliament, that it was going to force them to work together. But if they are not working together, we get to the situation that we have gotten to. Number 3, we have the Council of Elders or Council of State. President Ankasa Woho. You have a former president who is contesting the elections again. You have eminent people in the country. You have the Peace Council. Every time they have to do troubleshooting. But in Ghana, we like the lay-back approach. Nenja Omuhe said at the university. Now I didn't see where then we are thrown into a crisis. Then we are journey. Try to solve it. Why don't we preempt sectors? I recall that at the vacancy, yet Nasem almost a week to the decision of Bagbin. So what happened? Was there this flurry of activities to ensure that we don't disturb the stability of the yes, there were many ways to prevent the matter from going to the Supreme Court.
Na honorable enkomre nyina na ya chichire sobo no dodo no a de bo speaker say titru ne say no decision ne ba ye from Supreme Court say na sebi speaker de nim ni say wa ye emrase badwani for a very long time and I was rising to speaker position. And decision the by and run the pebisa say, hey, aday speaker, if I need one, I'm Rasibaja for standing orders, no more session near the day. If I need one, I walk to an among Supreme Court to say, anti-say.
Oh, yes, sir. Say what you say. The 1992 Constitution, yeah, the people of this country, the universal creed, we the people, universal creed of democracies, yen Ghana for. Yen a Supreme Court, a CEO, Emma Omu, a Hondimbi, said, Omu from Bois, not Omain and Kuyi. One jurisdiction there, Yema Omu, which we have not given to any other body, including even lower courts. They are the exclusive original jurisdiction to interpret the Constitution. And then look at say, Nipa Menu, what debate as to the meaning of a particular provision in the Constitution. It is Supreme Court which will make a final binding authoritative interpretation of beyond this argument. That doesn't prevent us, the speaker, or anybody from expressing an opinion on what the provision of Constitution means. Yeah, it doesn't. At some level, speaker or no, speaker had to deal with it. Speaker had to deal with it. And that is how he dealt with it. Now, you see that there's president supporting him. Whether the president was wrong or right, that is neither here nor there, but there is president guiding him. And so, you don't blame the speaker. It would have been gross dereliction of duty when the petition was submitted to the speaker. Not one county and for home. It would have been dereliction of duty. And I've always said that I didn't have a problem with invoking the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court to interpret Article 97(1)(g) on it. I didn't have a problem. Make kind of a my problem was trying to restrain the speaker from doing what he was doing. That was my problem. That will move the Supreme Court into the arena of politics. And I think that as a people, we need to insulate the Supreme Court against partisan political manipulation. Now that they have spoken, including the speaker, so there's neither here nor there that the speaker ruled. Because he's speaker, he had to rule. But the Supreme Court says your interpretation is wrong. It's twisted. It's contorted. It doesn't reflect the real intention of the drafters of the Constitution. And the drafters of the Constitution Already Article 97(1)G and H a good constitutional. This is what they meant. Sam explained what they can. And for now, until there's a review to change the decision, that is the decision. That is the decision on what Article 97 means. You can still disagree. And I'm saying that in lecture theaters, the halls of the universities, the faculties, when we discuss it, are ruling. But that is still that's the law now.
Honorable to na kwabani say no Parliament why and obetumi afrese wo momra would it be the speaker and
The speaker.
One na nkrofo hwe say hey eja me mete me fie minim se me won hyehyeye a me de ehwe me fie so me di hyehyeye no so atea me ba yes sebi beyond me fie no to me bi wo a e be kire se de metea me ba na ma me ntia ne saa you mate ya kan wie abai me ana mehwe se mefra mefre memfra yo obi antumi enye mehwe can that be the case?
Oh no. The speaker too is not a law unto himself. It's not a law unto himself. Just like the Supreme Court is not a law unto himself, or the executive is not a law unto himself. We've come to the end of the first round of whether or not the seats or do for MPs are vacant, because Supreme Court akasa. We say first round because people those who agree can go for a review of that decision if the decision was taken per imperium without any evidence, or it relied on evidence that is non-existent. So, well, until that review is done, law that if you are in Parliament and you are contesting an election for the next Parliament, Article 97(1)G and H will not operate to remove you from Parliament. That's the decision of the Supreme Court now. Okay, so now, Speaker Bagbin, so you will flip it. He's now being told that yes, interpretation. Now, why am I wrong? Okay, the right interpretation is this. So what does he do? He follows it because Constitution says so I don't think it will create a problem. I don't think it will create a problem.
Now, and one of the dailies, Ebaman, yes, say, Ododo Mrasebejani, Edwin Lante Vanderpoy, Kase, the minority caucus, no, say, one member parliament, this is be after the December 7th election. Meanwhile, we have been told to say, a buying so businesses, you always say, yeah. Bet me cray be ma aketian sem ne ade ade ono abakoba ne sei a ye betumi ayere wo mo se bi a momra
ono la ni la te vende for my good friend ono kasano ono nu kasano kano because on the leader of the caucus ono ni la te vende for all the members of Parliament on the NDC side Omukura offices within the party. A member of Parliament on the ticket of the NDC is an officer of the party and will come under the general policy directions of the party. Party Anyankasa. Party on PV directions. The minority leader at the force has not spoken. Let's treat what he has said as an expression of a personal opinion until otherwise.
Yo. Ono be beta sa no pe na we dia wu kwe na bio ye bisa. Se akaba ye abosum na wotwe kakra na parliament ye wo hoyi ko na wie ye. Na ye gusu aye nhese ye akọ abatuo mu no. Bisa nka de ba ye pa de nka ne papa mu a na aka kakra ma parliament yakọ na wie nanka
In fact, the ever I discovered Kalana Nakaka. In Katasia, with the time they never work parliament by 7th of November in a not parliament resolution. And you give the members of parliament 1 month to go and campaign. And then no one's convene after the December 7th election. And no one has 1 month. And then you dissolve yourself. So Unka a day and bar, Parliament would have had effectively 1 month to work. Because Unka Umbako break in order to enable them to campaign for 1 month. From 7th November to 7th or 8th of December. And then now what can I say? Vote on appropriation. Laws there can Omuye, no 1 year, and those things. So Omuye they can work up to the midnight 5th of January. Then that parliament, the tenure of that parliament comes to an automatic end. Automatic. And I did the everybody how parliament will be regulated because say Omuba, you have to go on recess and go and campaign. They have to go and campaign. So then I did the ever see in parliament when they are recalled.
Honorable Yaka wa masum Ghana se emrase bedwafo a wo musum ye with dedication ne commitment yen you din frim was much pa especially for
for God and country, Mr.
Sapepepe. And with this enormous experience in here, Bisa say, you can describe with this parliament. Bisa a worst ever in the history of Ghana's politics. Because says Sebi with your fatchame, I didn't dear, but in the words of GUM, Ghana Union Movement, flag bearer, or Sebi.
No. Parliament is also, first of all, this parliament, unlike any other parliament in the history of this country. So you don't expect this parliament to behave like the other parliaments because it's unlike any other parliament in the history of this country. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that Parliament, why are there? Is their very nature, the very composition of Parliament, and then the Parliament is exciting because you can't predict what will happen. And what to say, this Parliament, a Parliament, will be characterized that Parliament as a rubber stamp Parliament. What is? It's because of the composition. So if in the past we were decrying rubber stamp parliament, this parliament is not a rubber stamp parliament. So it's different. This parliament, because of the numbers too, has helped hold government accountable. Since you're starting in democratic experience, tell me, when hasn't been the case that a minister has been summoned to supplement on ministerial essential? When? In the parliament will be the PDS. Which parliament stopped it? In the parliament way. The Auditor General report. Which parliament made it popular? In the parliament way. The Sputnik V vaccine. Who revealed what was behind it? In the parliament way. So yes, even though there have been challenges, Parliamentary, within those challenges. So for me, I don't think that it will be proper and fair to describe them as a worst parliament. No, within the challenges that they face in Parliament.
Honorable, I don't pay that's it. Honorable Inusah Fuseini, Aya Kaneta Mali Central Mrasebejani, was a private legal practitioner. We will be a Wisham Ranimumra, and Yanabon come off and ra. Jinaya Supreme Court esi yefa asema beto wo manim concerning Emrasibe Dwafie nkonya nan a speaker yese enampan because womo a womo tete san nkonya no so no kwan a womo fa so de ba Emrasibe Dwafie no womo se abato yi die womo fa sa kwan no so bio womo fa kwan foforo so.
OKFM 101.7